Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666. Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath.
There is a mystery in the Revelation about the two candlesticks who stand before the God of this earth, as written in chapter 11, verses 3-4. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, roughly 42 months, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees, and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. Now, where have I heard the expression, the God of the earth before? In the second book of Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 4, it says, In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. That verse claims, the God of this world blinds the human race. So who is the God of the earth, and who are the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth in the Revelation? As can be revealed in chapter 11, verses 5-6, And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies, and if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. The reference to two candlesticks can also be found in the Old Testament, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verses 11-14. Then answered I, and said unto him, What are these two olive trees upon the right side of the candlestick and upon the left side thereof? And I answered again, and said unto him, What be these two olive branches which through the two golden pipes empty the golden oil out of themselves? And he answered me and said, Knowest thou not what these be? And I said, No, my Lord. Then said he, These are the two anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth. The two candlesticks are prophets, who were guided by the Lord of the earth, Jehovah. One of these two is able to shut heaven above from raining during his time of prophecy for 42 months, and that is Elijah, as confirmed in the Old Testament, written in the book of James, chapter 5, verse 17. Elijah was a man just like us. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. The second, standing before the God of the earth, who turned the waters into blood, and smited the earth with plagues, was Moses, as is confirmed in the Old Testament, written in the book of Exodus, chapter 7, verse 20. Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded. He raised his staff in the presence of Pharaoh and his officials and struck the water of the Nile, and all the water was changed into blood. Chapter 12 is where the devil is identified, and this is where redemption takes place, as the Lord of the Old Testament is secretly exposed, once and for all. Here we go, this is the shocker. Beginning in chapter 12, verses 1-4, And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads, by no mere coincidence, are a secret reference to the 7 redemptive names of Jehovah. Now what about the 10 horns? The 12 tribes of Israel, separated into 10 tribes of Israel, and 2 tribes of Judah, under King Rehoboam, the son of King Solomon, in which the 10 horns are a reference to the 10 tribes of Israel, while the other 2 horns are yet to be mentioned as the second beast in chapter 13 of the Revelation. However, onward to chapter 12, verse 9, where the 7-headed dragon is called the devil and Satan. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. We just recently went over the god of this world, who deceives and blinds humanity from the truth, and we learned that the God, standing with the 2 prophets, or the 2 candlesticks, was Jehovah. Here is a little secret. Still in chapter 12, the verses 4 through 8 are references to Enoch and the arch-fallen angels, written of in the book of Enoch, but explaining the mystery of these verses will confuse you, unless you are familiar with the book of Enoch. So, back to the 7-headed fellow, the dragon, called the devil and Satan. Chapter 13 refers to the rising of 2 beasts. The first beast is once again the dragon rising from perdition, out of the sea, and the second beast is a king, who follows the command of the first beast before him, being the dragon. Here we go, and it really is simple stuff. Chapter 13, verse 1, And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his 7 heads, the names of blasphemy. I believe it is safe to say, you have an idea of who the 7 names of blasphemy are a secret reference to. The second beast to rise begins with some hints, as written in chapter 13, verse 11, And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. After the separation of the 12 tribes of Israel, 2 horns, or 2 tribes, formed the kingdom of Judah, ruled under King Rehoboam, who was the son of King Solomon. And Jehovah promised Solomon to divide the 12 tribes of Israel in the first book of Kings, chapter 11, verses 9 to 13. Another hint is given in chapter 13, verse 13, about the second beast, as it is written, And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Fire coming down from heaven, in the sight of men, is a direct reference to King Solomon, in the Old Testament, as seen in the second book of Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 1. Now when Solomon had made an end of praying, the fire came down from heaven, and consumed the burnt offering and the sacrifices, and the glory of the Lord filled the house. Are you ready to know the true secret behind the famous 666 mystery? Here it comes. In the Revelation, chapter 13, verse 18, it is written, Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Where has this number, 666, been heard previously before? Here is the answer. In the first book of Kings, chapter 10, verse 14, Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. This is also reconfirmed in the second book of Chronicles, chapter 9, verse 13, Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. Guess who the second beast was? It seems as though the writer tries to clear his conscience in the Revelation. The writer is exposing the God of this world, Jehovah, as being the devil, and also exposes kings and rulers as the puppets for the devil. And if one ever reads the Testament of Solomon, you would be surprised to learn how King Solomon builds the famous temple. Solomon's temple, built on Mount Zion, was built with the help of none other than demons from below. This is something they won't teach you in the churches, but one can read it by reviewing a copy of the Testament of Solomon. If kings and rulers are considered beasts, whose authority is under the devil's power, then what does this say about your Vatican, the monarchies, and all of the world governments?